All right, here we go, gang. It is the time of the year where we go through our season predictions. Today, it's Tom Mazaway's turn to go through. KG, love the music.
Yes, I got you.
Here we go, Tom Mazaway.
All right, pal. How you want me to do it? You want to call the game out to me, or you want me just to say?
Nope, I want you to go game by game predictions.
All right, here we go, Pete. We'll start with our regular season. We're going to go with a win over the Rams. I've got them a 3-point win. I'll just say win or loss. I've got a win over the Rams. I've got a win over the Bucks in week number 2. I've got a week 3 win on the road against the Cardinals. I got 24-20, by the way. I got the Lions beating the Seahawks on Monday Night Football.
Revenge game.
I got the Lions beating the Cowboys in Arlington to go to the break at 5-0. All right, they get their little timeout in week number 6. They come out of there and they go to the Vikings and they beat the Vikings 28-20. Here's Lions are now 6-0. I've got the Lions going 7-0 to beat the Titans 27-14. Ryan's up-and-coming team, the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
Here comes their first loss. They come out of
Here
that
you go.
at Green Bay. And the Packers are going to win by 3. Packers are going to beat the Lions.
Your favorite team.
The following week at the Houston Texans, I've got to go with the young upstart Texans to beat the Lions. And these are all close games, guys.
Close.
No one's getting blown out in these games. So the Lions have 2 losses in a row. But then what's so good about it? They come home for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They will beat the Jags. They go to the Colts, who reside in the AFC South as well. And the Colts are going to beat them 24-17. Then they come home. It's Thanksgiving, folks. And it's time to pay back the Bears.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. 31-27. They win it on Thanksgiving Day.
First one in 7 years.
And then the following Thursday night on national television, they beat the Packers at Ford Field 30-24. Then the Buffalo Bills come into town. And the Lions go back. They remember, oh, man, what happened a couple of Thanksgivings ago? They beat us. They should not have beat us. The Lions beat the Bills this time, 31-28. But then they go to the Colts. For the first time in a long time, they go outside the Soldier Field. And the upstart Bears, trying to get in the playoffs for the first time in forever, beat the Lions close, 24-23. Dan Campbell goes for 2 and misses it. The 49ers welcome the Lions to the West Coast. It's a rematch of the NFC Championship games, and I got the Lions losing another tough one, 28-24.
Not again.
But they come home and they beat the Vikings to sweep the season series 35-24, which makes them 12-5 on the regular season. Good enough to win the NFC North.
12-5 back-to-back losses. I noticed there, week 16, week 17. The Lions have not lost back-to-back games since October of 22.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope they go 17-0.
Yeah, that's something.
I've got all their losses are close, guys. They ain't getting blown out by anybody. So that takes us to what next now?
Let me ask you a question.
Please
Of your wins, which one was the hardest to decide? And of your losses, which one was hard to decide?
My win that I had a hard time with was beating the Rams in week 1.
Okay, I figured.
My second tough one was losing to the 49ers, but winning to beat the Packers again.
Gotcha.
Believe it or not, was a hard one for me.
Okay.
That's funny. As I struggled what was going to happen, and I'll share mine pretty soon. But the Rams was the game that I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And by the time I give mine, I still might change it. I don't know, but that's I really like it, Maz. I really like it.
I've got my division winners.
7-0 is a really.
It is. It's a tough start.
Yeah.
I mean, have they ever gone 7-0?
I don't believe so. No,
I don't think
I don't
so.
believe so.
5-0 is the max.
Would this make them the 2 or 3 seed then?
One seed? Oh.
No, not the 1 seed.
They're
Not
gonna
at 12.
Well, let's see.
They're going to
You've
be a
got
2
them
or
here.
3. Here we go. My division winners. We'll start with the AFC, Pete.
AFC?
Division winners. I've got the Jets winning the East the Browns winning the North,
Ooh.
the Texans winning the South,
Wow.
and the Chiefs winning the West.
Okay.
My wild card teams, the Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Ravens.
Ravens
7
as a wild
seed.
card. Sheesh.
And my winner, the Ravens at the Jets for the AFC Championship. And the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl.
All right, leave this up for a moment
Sure.
because
Yeah.
this is what I have the most fun examining.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
Okay, this is what I have the most fun examining
Division
on
winners.
everybody's. If those are the teams that are in,
The teams that are out
who are
are
the teams that are out?
Yes.
So I don't see Buffalo on there.
out.
I don't see. Oh, I do see Miami on there. I don't see Cincinnati. I do see
don't see
Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, no.
I got 3 from the North.
I don't see the Chargers.
Chargers are out.
Okay. Okay, you got 3 from the North.
I got the Colts out because I know that's a team everyone likes.
Yeah.
I got your Titans out. The only AFC South team that's going to get in is the Texans.
Yeah. And you got Baltimore as a 7 seed going on the road in the playoffs?
I do. I got the Browns
7.
winning the division.
So you've got Baltimore beating Cleveland essentially in the first round.
Well, this is how you wanted us to do it.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. This is exactly right. This is perfect.
I didn't do matchups. I just did
this
who's
is,
advancing.
This is perfect.
Yep.
This is perfect. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Baltimore. This has to be Baltimore's year, doesn't it?
It has to
I mean,
be.
let's be
Yeah.
honest.
That's a disappointment.
You
if
have
they're
the
a
2
7 seed.
teams
That
that,
lost.
are playing a one. 2 teams that are playing a 1-goal season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like each of these guys is playing for one season. I
The Ravens
truly
were
believe
the
that.
Ravens were the runner-up last year in the AFC, and maybe they might be playing the runner-up of the other conference in
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
I truly believe this. Bray, what are your thoughts on this?
I like it. I can't say too much because it reveals kind of what I am, but I don't have a problem with it. The Jets are in a division right now that it's pretty much up for grabs. It's going to be Miami. They usually falter around December. Buffalo, I don't like them. I've said that.
Yeah.
The Browns, that was interesting, man.
Yeah.
The Browns.
I'm sticking with them.
That's fine. I
Yep.
said it's just interesting. You look at what the Ravens have been, and yeah, they haven't necessarily closed the door, but the Ravens are about as consistent as you can come as it relates to a division winner. So maybe this is the year. Ryan keeps talking about Deshaun Watson, and he thinks it's going to be a good year for him. So if that's the case, I don't mind it. Houston, I love Houston. Kansas City, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
and I think the most intriguing team in the AFC is the Bengals. And the reason why I think that is because when Joe Burrow is Joe Burrowing, there's only one person better. And everybody's talking about Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of
Joe
questions.
Burrow and Jamar Chase have played together the last 6 years.
Yeah, it's
Pause. So
They got to protect that man, though. That's all.
100%. They know each other.
Yeah,
When you know
yeah.
little things, you don't have to necessarily be in there. And Jamar is an elite receiver. So I think a lot is being made of that. They got T. Higgins already, Jamar Chase. They'll be fine.
All right, Maz, NFC.
My NFC division winners, in order: the Philadelphia Eagles,
Top seed.
the Lions, the Falcons win
Yep.
the South,
Of course.
and the 49ers repeat in the West.
Okay.
My wild cards: Packers, Bears, Rams.
You wanted the Bears and they're bad.
They're getting in. My championship game: Lions and Eagles. Lions are going to the Super Bowl to face the Ravens. My 2 runners-up from last year will face each other in the Super Bowl.
Lions over the Ravens you have.
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's so Lions winning the Super Bowl. Go back. Thank you, Pete.
Yes.
Right on the same page. I think it was easier as you go through this process. It was much easier to pick NFC teams
Yeah.
for the playoffs than AFC teams for the playoffs. For me.
Agreed. But if you put the Bears in, like I have them in, you're knocking off a couple of other teams that maybe should be in there. I've got 3 from the North on both leagues
So
getting in.
one of
I
the-
think those are the 2 best divisions in football.
One of the things you do not have in here as I'm looking at it, you don't have a team that finished in last place the year before that won a division championship. which I think it's like 18 of the last 19 years.
I do have the Browns getting in, though.
You do well. The Browns, you have the Bengals getting in. You have the Bengals. Well, Bengals finished last.
Right.
They'll get in the playoffs. Bears finish last. They'll get in the playoffs. So that I think that counts. Actually,
And where did the Browns finish last year? They got
Browns
in.
won the
they
got won a
They're
playoff
repeat.
game. I thought.
They're a repeat. I left the Cowboys out.
I mean, if you look at
I left the Cowboys
yeah, that's
out.
true.
Yeah, well, they fraudulent.
I almost think Jerry Jones is going to tank this season
Yeah,
so he can get Shedeur Sanders.
I believe it.
I almost believe that's going to be the case.
I believe it.
I already said it was 2 teams this year that you can absolutely forget about.
Yep.
One was the Buffalo Bills, and the other was the Dallas
And I
Cowboys.
followed your footsteps.
You did.
Yeah.
I just think I'm out on both those teams, and I agree with you 100%. I think Jerry is at his wits' end. Jerry,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
See now.
I love it. I love it, Maz. I think you did a really nice job.
It's fun.
Hard
isn't
to
it?
argue.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It is.
Good
It's
job.
Now, I originally, man, I'm like the Lions. The over-under's 10.5. 10 or 11. That's always what you think about.
Yeah.
And I got them winning 12. Now, part of me is like, they're going to be right on that number. But when I went up and down that schedule, I could not give them a loss where I didn't. I had a hard time giving them losses, to be honest
well,
with you.
and so one of the things that I think you have to consider when you look at games on paper is I do believe the Lions are going to be better than every team they play. There's not a team that the Lions will play on their 2024 schedule in the regular season that I think has a better roster than the Detroit Lions. Not one. And that includes San Francisco. In the end, something is telling me that San Francisco is not that team this year. Something is telling me that.